Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome. My name's Tess Zanko. I'm the Business Development Manager for Western Thermo Fusion in Queensland. And I am joined today by the lovely Donna O'Sullivan. And where are you from again, Donna?
Oh, look, from the Coal to Coast branch in Queensland. So really pleased to be on here today with you, Tess.
That is awesome. So, we are today looking at the advocacy triangle, which I think you may have heard of. And if you haven't, you're going to know all about it by the time today's over. And so, our training is called is what is advocacy and what does that mean for my business? So, it's not going to take too long today. I always say for people when you're at training, make sure you've got a pen and paper handy so that you can jot down a couple of things as we,
Just for those
moments of
great ideas.
brilliance.
Yeah, when those great ideas come to you, you can actually jot it down.
Yeah.
Ideal time.
Absolutely. So let's have a look at advocacy and what that actually means, because I know when I first heard it with regard to Thermomix, I was thinking I'm not quite sure what that really means. But it is the act of supporting or recommending. That's what it actually means. And at Thermomix, if you think about it, our vision and mission, it's all about improving people's lifestyles. And the way that we do that is through providing great customer service. And that is really done when you think about it with regard to our wonderful, delivering the wonderful customer relationship journey. And that really is our point of difference. So I'd encourage you to, as I said, about having the pen and paper, because we're going to learn more about that and how it relates, the two relate together, the advocacy triangle as well as the customer relationship journey.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. So, Donna, tell me, when you hear the word advocacy, what does that mean to you?
So for me, as a consultant, what that means for me, that's about referrals, recommendations. Yep. So that's about those phone calls where somebody rings me and says, I was talking to my friend Julie who bought a Thermix from you and she said to give you a call. So that for me is what a lot of that is about. And it's also about, it's word of mouth advertising, and that's, you can't buy word of mouth advertising. So for me, that's priceless. So it's about when your business gets to that level and your customer service has taken people to that level, that's what you're getting. And so that's what it means to me.
Yeah, I love about, when you are at that level in your consultancy that you are getting those types of referrals, it just is great, isn't it? It makes you feel fantastic, yeah. So let's have a little look at what that might mean then to a consultant, what it means actually, as far as what it means in the business, advocacy in your business.
Yeah, because it has a big impact, Tess, when you think about it. Things like just increasing in your sales. So, achieving personal bests, achieving steps in things like go-getters, that type of thing. And I think just that ability to feel confident to unlock your mix shop commission every month. Gaining great momentum in your business as you're building, I think, is a really, really great thing. And that opportunity to grow as well, because as you, increase your business, you're growing your network and meeting more and more people as well. And I just think there's just so many things there. So what else do you think it means to a consultant as well? So what other things come to mind for you?
Well, there's a couple of other points, and I have actually got some more on the slide.
Right, I'll bring them up.
Look at. Yeah.
Sure.
So the thing that I think about always with our customer relationship journey is that you've got really confident Thermomix users, and that often means that they'll come on board. They're so passionate and raving fan, they'll come on board. So it can mean to you when they do that you get a recruitment bonus, which is wonderful, and that has a flow-on effect to things like your go-getters. It could also mean things like Thermofest points. So you're getting along to a higher level of incentive, if you like.
My Rewards, stage 3.
Absolutely. My Rewards as well. But I really love the self-satisfaction as well, because a lot of people come into this business. It's not necessarily just about the prizes or the money. It's about the passion, and it is about actually the self-satisfaction of helping someone improve their lifestyle. That can be that's a very rewarding. It's that, and it's priceless. It's very hard to put money, a dollar figure on that.
Oh, it is absolutely, and you're right. And I think it's when you know that people are that they're excited and they're so grateful for the fact that they've met you and they've had that opportunity to see the Thermomix and make a decision.
Yeah,
you're right. It is very self-satisfying. It's very validating as well.
I like that. So let's have a little bit bit of a look now in more detail at the customer relationship journey, or talk a bit more about it. When I think about, the actual journey itself, that it really is a proven formula for success, very much so. And I think about, I know when I started as a consultant, and I know I still say this to people in Build Your Business and all different types of training. I'm sure you do the same, and I'm sure everyone's heard is do the cooking experiences and the sales will come. You would have had that said to you, I'm sure, Donna.
Oh, look, absolutely. And it's probably one of the things I remember from very early in my consultancy that, simply being able to see people with a Thermomix was the key to building a business and the key to success.
Yeah. And it was taking that focus out, wasn't it, of the sales. It's about just let people see the Thermomix. It's about actually letting people see it. So, and the thing was, I know even when I started myself, I knew that there was this formula and that there was this model that I could follow, and it really did work. And this really does apply to the customer relationship journey. We know that when this is delivered well, that it leads to confident Thermomix users. And this in turn means that they are getting return on their investment in the Thermomix. Yeah. And that is so important, that people feel really confident that they're using their Thermomix to its full potential, and that they are actually using, getting the great value out. Because I know we've all heard the hesitations in the past from customers that it might be that, I don't think I'm going to get the money's worth out of that. But when you actually do deliver this relationship journey correctly or effectively, you don't have to worry about that. That falls to the wayside.
Absolutely. And I think you're right. When people are confident with their Thermomix, I know myself, if I'm interested in something, I talk to friends and family. And if my friend said to me, you know what, you will not regret getting a Thermomix, and this is the consultant you need to talk to, then that has a lot of value for me. And I think that's really, really important. So, it's
absolutely key. So let's look now at the advocacy triangle itself. And what we're going to do is take you through the triangle. And as we do, you're going to think of some customers or people you've been talking to, and we'll identify where your customers sit right now on this triangle. And you may discover how to progress them through the different levels. So again, have your pen and paper handy, and as you start to think of people, jot down their names. So let's have a look at it in a bit more detail. So at the top, we've got awareness. And so really that is your people that they've heard about it. They may have seen a friend's, or they might have seen it on a cooking show or something.
Yeah.
They know it exists. That's about it.
It is.
And then you've got your curiosity, haven't you? So they know about it. They don't really know what it does, and they sure as hell can't understand, what are all those dollars.
Can't correlate what people are telling them with the price, and it's that whole I don't get it.
Yeah.
Curiosity comes from that, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So from that, you go to conversion, and that's about where people are saying yes to themselves, and they've made the step and they've decided that they're going to become an owner. Woohoo!
It is. That's exciting, isn't it? They're joining the family.
Yeah, they are. And then from there, they've had their Thermomix. It could be even an hour. and they're already like, oh my God, I love this so much. And it's getting that loyalty to the brand. And they're your really loyal customers who just, they talk openly about it. They recommend it to their friends and family, and they're really confidently using their Thermomix for most days, for you know, everything they intended to use it for. They're really, really happy with it. And so from there which is what we're wanting to do, is take them to advocacy. So that's where they are really loyal to the brand, but they're also loyal to you. So they're confident, they're competent customers who love their Thermomix. They love sharing about how amazing you are, that you're so supportive. And if someone mentions about a Thermomix, they say, oh, you must get it from my friend. Yes. Or, you've got to meet my consultant. She's awesome, or he's awesome. So that's, it's really about you and the Thermomix. You kind of go hand in hand, if you like.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. And your advocates, they're not only an ambassador for the brand, but they're really an ambassador for your consultancy. So they're really the people you want to have behind you in the business, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, look, they're very, very key. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's really the big difference with them. And so what we want to look at is, now that you can identify about where customers might sit at each stage, or what the stages are of the triangle, we now need to identify what are the tools that you've got available to you. And I like to call it your toolbox, and your resources that are available to you that will assist with progressing customers through from awareness right through to advocacy. So let's have a look where we're moving along, and it's awareness to curiosity. And so our tools for there. So tell us about those, Donna. What we've got there?
Well, we've got some really great simple things that are available for people that have an awareness of Thermomix to move them into wanting to find out more. And I think cooking classes is a really great way of people being introduced to a Thermomix to check it out a little bit more, which moves them definitely to curiosity. Definitely being invited as a guest to a cooking experience and having someone say, you know what, I thought of you because of, time's important to you, or saving money is important to you. I think, it's that other way of taking them through that. And I think another way of creating or taking people from awareness to curiosity is simply being visible in your own business. That can be as simple as wearing your Thermomix badge every time you go to the supermarket. It could be about having, the magnets on your car, maybe sharing, what you do. But I think just being visible in your business, I think it's just so important.
I love, I think it's Beck Cameron calls it the demo by stealth, where you take a meal along, or you bring food to people like that you've made in the Thermomix that, they would normally think that it's probably come from some elaborate bakery. But you've made it very simply out of the Thermomix. That's really great doing that as well.
It is.
I think we've all got that one dish in our repertoire that we like to whip on out.
Yeah, and that can be as simple as, sometimes in the staff room, there's one day a week everyone does a potluck lunch, and you can take along something, because that can create some great conversation around, well, how did you make this? What happened?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when you go to the next, if we move on from there and look at then going from curiosity to conversion, I suppose, essentially you've got to use all of those tools that you've had before, but we're going to add some different things in, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we've got in there, you're going to really, you've got your feedback forms that you can utilise, the one-on-one. I mean, how powerful is that?
It's incredibly powerful, isn't it?
Yeah. The wish dish.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And really it's you're getting a little bit more, how will I put it, targeted with thinking about identifying what's in it for them, or what's important to them, really is what's you're doing at this stage, aren't you?
That's right. And when somebody is curious about a Thermomix, moving to conversion sometimes can be as simple as, once they're curious and they're like, is this a good idea? They're actually going to go looking for all of the ideas why it is a good idea for them. So that's where identifying the them for that customer, going through that feedback form for them can help uncover together you know, why it is a good idea for them. And that also helps with them saying yes to themselves. The big thing.
Absolutely. And do remember, use all of the things that we've done before. Don't disregard them, because your cooking classes, cooking experience, etc., are very, very important for this stage also. So let's go on to the next one, which is where we're taking people from conversion to loyalty. And so that this is where they've already the owner, they've made that decision, but so important is that additional cooking experience, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it allows them to, you know, get that return on investment that we mentioned earlier. It is really key in building their skill.
Yeah.
Very good thing.
Yeah. Really, I can't stress that enough about ensuring that your customers do always have the additional cooking experiences. Cooking classes, huge part. And this is really important, is about keeping them up to date with all things Thermomix. They really, really want to know. And I tell you what, sometimes at cooking classes you will hear where people have come and they didn't know about things, and they really can get, oh, well, why didn't I know about this, you know? And it's really up to us as consultants to ensure that we do keep our consultants up to date. And really, it's our job to help inspire them as well, you know, by sharing things like sharing what you're cooking. But it could even be your playlist, couldn't it, from Cookie Do?
Oh, I think that they can be quite invaluable when people are looking for ideas to say, you know, well, I've created some playlists based around this, this and this. And, and that's where, you know, that really ties in beautifully with the cookiedo.com.au. It's such a fantastic resource. And I think that simply helping your customers understand what they can get out of it can just take their use of the Thermomix to a whole other level.
And there's some great little videos, like, you know, marketing do great little videos, but there's also, you know, occasionally you'll get a great Danny Valent. You know, she's got some great videos also. You know, there's so much inspiration out there now that you can share with your customers and getting them excited.
Exactly. And sometimes customers just need one idea, because sometimes there's a lot going on in their lives and they just need someone to go, you know what, just start with this. Let's start here. And, just someone to walk the walk with them, I think.
Yeah, helping them. And it could even be at this level, from the conversion to loyalty, is like helping them do some meal planning.
Yeah.
That's huge. So when we're really talking then about, you know, turning them into our ambassadors and not just the Thermomix ambassador, it's about making sure that we're using everything, isn't it? We've got everything in the arsenal. We're going to use it is our disposal, at our use it as we see fit. And, you know, I've thought over the years of what I've done with some of my customers, and I'll just know, because you get to know your customers so well, that it could be a particular, if a book had been released, or it could be now, might be a collection that's being released, that you're going to connect with your customer and tell them about it, because you just know they're going to love it. I think that's a really a really great way of doing that. Have you got any other ideas of stuff that you've done or that you might recommend?
I just think, and this is where it's really important, you know, with this whole loyalty to advocacy, it's our customers, like ourselves, their lives change all the time. So where they were at when they said yes to themselves and decided to get a may be vastly different to where they're at right now. So I think that it's also about having that awareness of, well, where are they at right now, because they may have been a stay-at-home mum with little kids when their relationship started with you, but what if now, you know, they're back at work and their life and journey is looking a little bit different. So I think it is about keeping some connection, because at different times they're going to need different types of support.
Absolutely.
And they will appreciate that very much as well.
They do. And, you know, there's many times that you will get contacted from, because, you know, there could have been a dietary intolerance that they weren't aware of. So it's helping them with that as well. There's lots of things that can come up. Okay, so let's have a look now at our next slide. So I'd like to take you back to the beginning when we asked you to jot down those names that came to mind, and knowing what you know about your customers and about your advocacy triangle. It's really thinking about where are your customers at right now. So what's the level that they're at? Have they all have they done all the parts of the customer journey? Or, is there a facet of that that's missing? They may not have been to a cooking class.
Maybe they haven't had an opportunity yet to have that additional cooking experience.
True, yeah.
I think that's can be a key thing for a lot of people, reconnecting and doing that.
And so you need to actually jot these things down. Don't leave it just in like my brain, I'm flat out remembering anything. But, you need to jot things down so that you have got it written down, that you can remember it. And then look at, why are we calling and what are we offering? So thinking about them and what can I offer to help them at this stage of their journey and what's going on in their lifestyle. And it could be about a great host reward that's available.
Yeah, it could be sometimes about some of those great purchase offers we have. Like, I remember there was that awesome one with the bread tin and the bread knife with the thermomat, which was 30% off. And, if you had a customer that was into baking and wanting to make their own bread, they could probably really appreciate that connection and say, you know what, I thought of you.
Yeah.
It's on offer. I just want to make sure that you have the opportunity and you don't miss out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And look, sometimes they'll purchase another Thermomix, and it could be for someone else. And it could be for a member of the family, and it could also be that, they might want to earn a Thermomix. Another one. I've had that happen before. I'm sure other people have too. And that's where they're really coming from advocacy to actually that next level, isn't it? Where they're coming on board, which is fantastic. So let's think about what have you've discovered today. We've gone through the actual advocacy triangle, and we've seen how it does relate to the customer relationship journey. And we've also had a look at what's in the toolbox and really thinking about what it's all about them, how this all ties back in to our customer and what it means for them. So and to you as well, I should say. And so where to from here? We really you've got to remember that 70% of the population is waiting to hear from you. So of all of your customers that are out there that you've seen, that you have connected with, there are a lot of people who are still waiting for calls from people that they've seen at cooking experiences. And I do know from the amount of training that I do with people is that a lot of consultants in particular, if they haven't had a chance to call someone for maybe it's been a week,
or a little bit longer, perhaps, maybe, just a touch.
2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. You know what? Do ring those people, because you can still make those calls. Don't be afraid to, to actually take that step to connect, because people are actually waking out there. And it really, you want to become the consultant that you do call and support your customer, because you will actually take them then from advocacy and beyond. So let's have a look at what action you're going to take. And you've got a list that you have created with your customers, and you would have had a think about where they sat on that advocacy triangle with relation to their customer relationship journey as well. And you'll have your list of tools of what support you can offer. And you need to probably write down some more. And really make a list, think about it, and then commit to calling them. Commit to make a decision. I'm going to make 5 calls today. and I'm going to keep calling till I connect with those people over the next so many days. And what I'd love you to do is send a screenshot to your team leader to keep yourself accountable, because it's pretty easy to forget to do them if you haven't got that. Would you agree, Donna?
Look, it is. And I think that if you share what you want to achieve with somebody, that conversation could say, how are you going with that? And it could be, well, oh, actually, I haven't yet. I feel stuck. It's that opportunity to get some support as well for yourself. So,
absolutely. And your team leader, they're here to support, aren't they? That's what they're here to do. Yeah. And connect. You know, when you always start as a consultant, we always talk to you about making sure that you communicate with your team leader, etc. So this is a great opportunity to connect with your team leader, develop a plan on really about taking your business to the next level, because having your customers who are your advocates, who are your ambassadors, just not for Thermomix but for your consultancy.
Well. So powerful.
It is so powerful and will make a huge difference to your business. So I'm really looking forward to hearing how everybody goes with this. Make sure that you send through your list to your team leaders, and really looking forward to hearing about how everybody is taking their next step in their business.
Definitely. And like I said, it's as simple as deciding what the first step is and simply doing it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, look, thank you, Donna, for this today. I know it's a nice, short and sweet little training, but I think it's just great to get that idea of how we can do that and how simple it is. There's just a few simple things that we need to do to actually help us step along those or I should say up the levels of that triangle.
I think so. And I think for a lot of consultants, they've probably recognise today that they're already doing that, is actually doing that, and it's about just adding more to what they've already done. So
absolutely. All right, thank you so much for helping me out today, Donna.
Thanks, yes.
Okay, bye.